What I have here just appears to be a regular old Kato SD45, but lift off the shell and underneath is a Hobbytown chassis. This is a chassis that I found, I mean, it was a bit of an older one, but it was brand new, unbuilt at a train show, so I picked it up and got it all built and smooth running. Replaced the original motor, which was a decent motor, with this Bowser DC71, which just further improved the performance of it. Added in these directional light bulbs, which don't look that great, but they work. And then as for the shell, did some modification around it, like cutting out that area in the middle, giving the drive shaft some room while keeping most of the interior. And I glued the floorboards there to the rest of the shell to make sure they wouldn't come apart. And I trimmed down some of the lighting bars inside, so those match up to the light bulbs without interfering with any of the other parts. Shell's kind of a tight fit onto there, which is good because the only thing that'll be holding it on is the front and rear couplers. Couplers are installed, and I've got it hooked up to a fair number of cars there. It's only 11, but it's not a bad load, especially considering these are fairly long. Starts up nice and smooth. Being one of the older drives with all metal gearing, it's a bit noisy compared to what you could get from them now. Runs at a realistic speed though, and it's got a lot of power. And the Bowser motor draws a fair amount of current, since it's not exactly as efficient as a can motor. Turn it up to maximum speed. And I've timed that to be about 78 scale miles per hour, so that's perfectly realistic for an SD45. And the directional lighting is working just fine in there. Needs a little more runtime in reverse, but it is doing very well. So there's another project done. It's a little simpler than some of the other ones I've done. And of course there was some modification to do to the plastic shell, but modifying plastic's not all that hard. I think this turned out very nicely, and as long as I keep that mechanism maintained, this should last for the rest of my life.